Hello.
And what is your name and first initial?
My name is Genevieve.
Hey, Genevieve.
B.
Oh, Genevieve B.
Yeah.
And when is your sobriety date?
July 30th, 2018.
Ah, Genevieve, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It is.
So, we were just talking a minute ago, and I wondered, what was it like for you before you made the decision to come to treatment? What was your life like?
I didn't have a life. I just existed. I existed. I didn't want to live.
Really?
I mean, I'm an ex-heroin addict.
Okay.
I had been doing opiates for about 12 years.
Okay.
It started out with going to a doctor and getting on Lortabs.
Yeah.
And as I say, I graduated.
Okay.
And when pills got too expensive, I met someone named heroin. And then that graduated to fentanyl, which that was it. Once I tried fentanyl, that was it. Just like a little bit, but it was on a totally different level. As in, my ex used to say, "How can that be fun? Your face is planted." Like, I mean, I'd be literally planted either my face in an ashtray or just down. I mean, and that's how I existed. And I usually spent my time in a closet when I'd hide, or the bathroom. And then my ex had to take the doors off because I'd overdosed so many times. I would go into a closet with a candle.
So you were living in a home?
I lived in a
Functioning?
home.
Were you functioning at all?
Well, I'll say this.
What?
When I started heroin, it was off. Everything
Okay.
that was over. Functioning on pills, yes.
Okay.
Somewhat. I used to do cocaine and drink occasionally, but cocaine was my drug of choice for a while, and I functioned on that. I used to say those were my good dope days. Like, those were like, I had some good times on those.
Okay.
But if I go back to my use of heroin, it was just to numb and to not feel. I was not in that happy relationship. I was with people for a means to an end. I mean, there was no love, there was no, but that's just how it was.
Well, you were sharing with me a second ago about how you did at some point resort to begging.
Yes.
And then you would see people from high school? I mean, how did
Yes,
that feel?
I would see people, they would drive by, and I'd always notice people taking pictures. And I was always wondering, and I thought they were shaming me because I was begging. Because you would get a lot of people that would scream, "Go get a job," or
Really?
yeah, people would say a lot of horrible things. But you just took it because my ultimate goal was to get money. Because I knew I would have a reward
Okay.
to get high. And basically, towards the end, it was just to feel normal. Because that's all it is. It's just, you're physically addicted rather, and you cannot function. And when I say you cannot function, you need motivation to take a shower. You need motivation to get dressed. You need a motivation to walk down the steps. I mean, it's a vicious cycle. And it comes to a point where, I mean, I went through suicidal thoughts. I used to call the suicide hotline. There was a lady I would actually call just to talk to because I had no one to talk to.
Right.
You know, there's.
Well, okay, so you've given us a glimpse of what it was like. Then what made you want to change? Was it one incident, or what happened?
Well, my ex picked me up and threw me out of the house, literally, physically. I was on the street for the first time, as in, I had a tank top, boxers on, no shoes, bra, nothing, and there wasn't a person to call, and I knew that, and I had to go to a shelter one night.
Okay.
Well, first off, I went to a hospital and I have heart problems due to drug use. But they wouldn't even take me to MMHI because I was high risk. I have heart problems, and I so malnourished that they couldn't take me. I mean, I was at risk. So the shelter that night, that cold feeling, it was horrible. I'd never been in a shelter. That night, I woke up and I was like, "This is it. I'm done." I just wanted to kill myself. I really wanted to commit suicide. And I called, obviously, I wanted help because I called the ambulance to take me somewhere, and they took me to Lakeside, and I didn't have insurance. Oh, sorry.
Okay, they took you to a treatment
Yes.
center that required insurance.
Yes, and I
Okay.
manipulated my way in.
Okay, okay. Was that your first treatment center?
No,
Okay.
this is I actually did treatment early 2000s,
Okay.
but I say just dry, and then it was my mom passed away, so I was sober about a couple of years. But when I say sober, I just wasn't using. So, yeah, I went in and I needed help. I mean, I begged for help. I stayed in their what do you call it, this waiting room for 24 hours till they allowed me to stay. And after 4 or 5 days, they said, "Look, the detox part is over. You're gonna have to go back to a shelter." And my doctor said, if I find a place to go, he will let me stay there as long as I needed to, as long as I did the footwork. The best, I couldn't believe that he was doing that for me, but he saw that I wanted to help. I mean,
He believed you.
Yeah.
So how did you find Grace House?
Through another treatment center, and a wonderful person. I know we can say that, but we said, look, there's certain people they send over here if you
regardless of your ability.
Yes.
To pay. Grace House takes you.
I mean, I
regardless of
had
your
nothing.
ability to pay.
When I say nothing, I had nothing. I had a paper suit. So, I called every day, and I was naive thinking I was going to come over here because I've done the inpatient treatment part and just go to a halfway house.
And that's what you,
But that wasn't the case.
So you called every day, and then one day they thought you were. I mean, I guess you called.
Yeah,
why do you call every day?
You called to show your willingness.
Okay.
Because that's the thing. If you really want something bad enough, you're going to go to any lengths. You've got to call every day and say, look, because they don't want. Look,
they want to make sure you're.
Yeah,
you really
want it because there's only a certain amount of beds, and
So you get to the bottom of those stairs. You saw it was a house. You thought, I'm home free. This is going to be a breeze. It's a house. I've already been through the rest of it. Is that your thoughts, or?
Well, I was so frail. I couldn't walk for a long time. I was in a wheelchair due to my I got down to 93 pounds.
Okay.
And it was really bad. They thought I was gonna forever not be able to walk and pain management. But I made those steps. I got up to the top of those steps, and I had so many people help me. And when I say it was unbelievable, like you got a big sister, and she'd help me lift me out of bed or sit me up, and
wow.
It was like it was the first time I've been around other women that all had the same common bond. They're there to get help, and I saw the love. I mean, I didn't have any clothes, giving me stuff, and it was very nice. It felt very family oriented because we're all there. Like we cook, and it's like we're taking care of this house together.
Right.
And and I learned so much because the disease of addiction. There's a reason why we all get high, but I didn't realize there's so many facets as in your mental health and grief and loss and learning about family. Like I really did learn.
Did you?
So much. Yes, I did.
Okay, so you got here. You're into 10 days or so. Did you want to leave right away? Was your clicking went, yeah, I can do it, or did you?
No, it was hard. I was alone.
Was it?
I was alone. I didn't have anybody to call to bring anything. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anything. Okay. That part was hard. Coming into out of the fog, because I'll tell you, physical addiction to heroin, the detox is horrible.
Is it?
But coming out of the fog, this is reality. This is my life. This is the damage I've done, and it's overwhelming at first. But that's why it's so important to go through long-term treatment plan. In my opinion, short-term just is enough because you just scratch the surface. But You know, it's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy, but if you just follow the suggestions and see others, the biggest thing for me to see was people that have come before me.
Right. Right.
I mean, and my sponsor, I love it. I love watching the promises in AA. I watch them come true.
Watch them come true.
And I watch beauty. It's just beautiful. It is beautiful. So.
It's such an investment you made yourself. I mean, you really did. What?
Yeah, best investment ever. The best investment. I have another life. I have friends that I love and care about. I didn't have any friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think they abandoned me, but I abandoned my friends. And I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned to become a better person because the pre-drug Genevieve wasn't the best person. The values weren't all in line where they should be.
Mm-hmm.
I have faith today. I turn my will over to God.
Right.
And that to me, something I just want to control everything. And one of my therapists said this line, and it's so simple, but I love it. And I say it, so it is what it is. And I live by that motto because it's so easy to want to be like, okay, I gotta fix the situation, or we want to change things. And it just have to come to peace. It is what it is, you know. There's a reason for everything.
So you have a job now?
Yes.
And what would you say? I mean, what are those? You use, I guess, some of the things you learned at Grace House. What would you say a couple of them are that have helped you be successful in working and in finding the new Genevieve?
Well, I work at home, so integrity is one thing. Being responsible. I'm not micromanaged.
Okay.
I love the people I trust in me today, that I'm responsible.
Mm-hmm. And you are responsible, right?
Yeah, I'm responsible, and like I said, it's just a new life. And I always tell people, I'm like, you think I was a paid spokesman for Grace House, but actually I am, because they paid me with my life.
It's wonderful.
I mean, it's very true though. I mean, and I'm not just saying that when I go around telling people, look, the whole part of this program is to get us back into society. And it's overwhelming. But going through the 3 houses, which I always rave about extended, it's just, to me, the best thing ever. Teach you how to get a job, and you have wonderful people that help you. And I honestly, I was like, I did not know how to put a resume in. I could not look you in the eye before.
Yeah.
I could not,
Right.
do those things. And
You learned it.
just the steps, yes. And to me, that's the great, that part of it, that really, to me, in my journey, made a big difference.
Wow.
Because we have to learn to adult again, and it's hard when you get out to people that get around. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a car.
So just the basics to
The
get to
basics,
be an
and
adult, a
just-
functioning
yes.
adult.
A functioning adult.
And so Grace helped you with that as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's just I don't know. I'm eternally grateful, because it's just I couldn't ask for a better outcome. It's work, and it's going to be continuous work. But our role today is to help the newcomer.
Well, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to, will you look into the phone camera to someone
Yeah.
who might be thinking of coming and say something to them who are unsure whether this will work or whatever you want to say.
If you really want to change your life, it is possible. I used to think that I would not have another chance. I didn't feel like I was worth it, but it is the best decision that I've ever made. I can't tell you, if you just believe in yourself, give it away, and trust that your time will happen. That's the way I feel, is you just have to trust the process, because it's